From a very practical point of view, whenever we deal with a situation, it is important to step a little bit aside of what we perceive. Make like a step aside, so that we can observe the situation instead of automatically being caught into the process of what is perceived. You meet one person or you see a situation, usually you don't think much before to jump emotionally into what is perceived. You like or you dislike, or you are afraid or you're jealous, but there is a kind of almost instantaneous engagement, emotional engagement in what is perceived. Once we are engaged, it's difficult to de-engage. It is possible, of course. It is a bit more difficult. But what is possible and easier is at first not to engage, which means to cultivate what we call awareness. Awareness as a consciousness of the moment, a consciousness of what is happening at the moment it happens. And whenever we see that in this present moment our emotions are challenged and are put into movement, then immediately we step aside and observe. When you observe a situation, you are closer to understand what is happening, how it is happening, eventually why it is happening, and finally to decide in which way it will be the most beneficial to react. It's a conscious process. Whereas most of the time the whole process is not conscious, but propelled by your past patterns and past memories, which trigger some emotion, and these emotions will drive you up to your action and reactions, which some of them you might regret deeply later on, because they have been quicker than your own capacity to think and analyze the situation. If we do not engage correctly and deeply into this process of regaining our own consciousness, awareness of the moment, we cannot progress on the spiritual path, because we cannot change our mind, because we cannot regain peace, which is an important component of the progression on the path. If we always remain glued to past events, past situations, we will constantly be overwhelmed by our emotions. And out of these disturbed and disturbing emotions, we will accumulate further negative karma. We will complicate further our life, our daily life, and it will altogether become an obstacle for walking towards enlightenment. There is not one person that I can notice in this room which could not make this work. Meaning, we are all equipped with a fully capable mind, allowing us to understand the importance of this work, the logic of it, which allows us also to counteract our basic laziness, so to be able to apply some effort in becoming conscious of the present moment, becoming conscious of events we are encountering, and to face them with the necessary step aside, not to allow the past patterns to overwhelm our minds and drive our reactions. Don't tell me I cannot pacify my mind, because I will answer you. It might mean that a part of you does not really want to apply the necessary effort to pacify your mind. If one really understands what means to pacify the mind, understand the mechanism of thoughts, which is most of our thoughts are results of past accumulated karma. They pop up in our mind. We don't need to identify with them. We don't need to fight them. We don't need to fear them. We can just let them be, and we won't be disturbed by them. Among these thoughts are past memories. At some moment we just recall some event of the past, and if we pay attention, they become disturbing. We have the possibility to let them aside, not to focus on them, but to focus on the present moment, on the present situation. It's a pity that sometimes some people think that these kind of teachings or informations are not good enough for them, that they would like to have higher type of teachings with highest tantric explanation about this and that. But for whom has not yet worked on the mind to pacify it and to bring more clarity, the highest teachings means nothing, because it will bother the mind more, it will occupy the thoughts more, without even the possibility to give a result, since the mind is not able to concentrate and to remain peaceful long enough to apply any other type of teachings. So these are what we need. This is the foundation of our spiritual path. And when there is no foundation, there is not even any need to think about the fourth floor.